Hey there, this is the One Boom, and I am finally back from my hiatus, and what the hell have I come back to? I hit 60,000 subscribers while not even uploading. My channel has been doing so well. Thank you guys so much for all the support. If you are new to the channel, if you have subscribed, if you have hit the bell icon, if you watch me live stream, thank you. It's been amazing. I love being back. I love being a YouTuber again. It feels great. I did have to take about a 2.5 week break for work, and then I got really sick. And of course I had the holidays and stuff, but now I'm back. And like I said, what the hell did I come back to? Black Ops 6 hype is at a low that I have not seen COD be at in a concerning amount of time. Today we're going to talk about the factors that go into this and the community response to it and my opinion about it. So sit down, relax, pour yourself some of that, quickly expiring eggnog in your fridge, and let's talk about this. First things first, I think Black Ops 6 has sort of failed as a product, and this is definitely going to be influencing the player numbers here on out. Activision always seems to task Treyarch with being the market test dev team, where Treyarch is in charge of making a game, and they're usually pretty good at it. Like, fundamentally, when it comes to making the bare bones of a Call of Duty game, they know what they're doing. And Activision decides that because the Black Ops name sells so well, they can use the Black Ops name to test out certain microtransaction things and different anti-consumer microtransaction things. So like literally if you look at any of the Treyarch games that have come out since Black Ops 3, the Black Ops name is the most egregious sub-series in COD when it comes to microtransactions and it comes to trying to penny and dime you, as well as like in this game we have the Black Cell Battle Pass, which has been a thing for a while now, which everybody was sort of against when it happened, but everyone also kind of understood like the idea of having an extra tier premium battle pass. But now they have season passes for like events, so like season event passes, which also will cost their own money, and it's not included with Black Cell, even though Black Cell's like $30. And of course we've seen that the store has been filled with so many crazy looking bundles with unicorn guns and glow-in-the-dark action figure skins and, anthropomorphic sharks. We have seen probably the most bizarre layout of early launch skins ever. And honestly, some of the most bizarre skins we've seen in a COD game ever, and the game has not even been out for a full 4 or 5 months yet. This isn't a new thing, this is just a worse version of a thing that's been happening for a while, and of course it's happening with the Treyarch game, but even then, it feels like it's so counter to the game's marketing and theme. Like, the game was marketed as a, early 90s Black Ops title. And even some of the stuff they added in Black Ops Cold War that was kind of crazy at the time was still in the theme of an 80s action movie Black Ops universe. And it's weird that Black Ops 6 just doesn't seem to care about that at all. The visual integrity of COD multiplayer when it comes to Black Ops 6 is already completely gone. There's nothing really left of it other than the maps, I guess. But crazy tracer packs with really obnoxious death effects and crazy vibrant skins and anthropomorphic animals running around and anime girls, and yeah, it didn't take long. So already the game feels a little soulless, and then we also have the issue with the holiday season coming in. The holiday season, of course, with every single Call of Duty game, guys, around the time of December to mid-January, the COD devs are on vacation. They're having holidays with their families. They're celebrating the Hanukkahs, the Christmases, the Kwanzas, the New Year's Eves. Waiting for big updates and massive bug fixes and stuff right now is just a really dumb idea. It has been for a while. I've been saying this on this channel for a long time. If you have a problem with a Call of Duty game and that problem sort of cropped up around early December, you're gonna have to wait a while before everything kicks back in when it comes to the devs coming back from holiday. Even their scheduled events didn't seem to be handled very well. They had this whole Adam Archie Christmas event that just auto-completed for me even though I wasn't playing the game at all. I guess the challenge was too difficult, and so they had to just basically solve it for everybody, which is odd, and I feel like they would have had a better fix for that if it wasn't in the middle of the holiday season when they're barely there. When it comes to bugs and glitches, I'm not running into too many when it comes to multiplayer, other than the fact that I cannot look at the advanced stats of each attachment, which again, I'm guessing will be fixed after they come back from holiday. I've heard Warzone is horrendous with bugs and issues, but I don't play Warzone, so I think I'm in the clear. Then again, I don't think anybody right now is playing Warzone, so I think we're all in the clear. What doesn't help is that we have rage bait and conspiracy theories from members of the community trying to make this game out to be considerably worse than it is, with perpetuating things like skill-based damage and a lot of other things that people like FreundCod on Twitter have been debunking. Like, for instance, there is a weird bug that happens in this game where apparently
there's an airplane
kill streaks like the Dreadnought plane will be on the map and only visible from certain angles. Like, it'll be like on the ground level and it'll be blocking bullets, which leads to ghost bullets and stuff like that. And FreundCod has found a lot of these issues out and debunked them, talked about how the blood splatters affect perceived netcode quality and all of that. I highly recommend you guys follow FreundCod on Twitter if you have Twitter. They are just amazing at finding out different things about the game and why certain bugs seem malicious when they're really just bugs. Bugs that I might add, I just don't run into. I am like Prestige 5, 6 or something, and I haven't ran into any of the stuff that people have been complaining about as much as they've been complaining about it. As far as netcode screwing me over occasionally, that has been screwing me over occasionally since 2009, so I'm okay. But unfortunately, we have YouTubers out there that are taking footage of bugs and explainable issues, and instead of trying to explain it or get to the bottom of it, they are just saying it's skill-based damage or skill-based hit detection, ways to nerf players, right? And it's really funny too, because some of the people that share these clips are not so good that the game would actively manipulate the hit detection in that moment or the connection in that moment to ruin their gunfight. Like, they're not so good that the game would do that, like, obviously. And again, so noticeably too. Like, it's so funny, people have these clips of like shooting people and there's blood splatter, but there's no kill. What's going on? And it's just like a bug. It's just a netcode issue, or like I said, there's the issue where streaks will show up on the map and be invisible, and they basically provide cover. They have like client-side blood splatters, so your dot's on the character model, but the character is lagging so bad that they're not actually at their character model. And it's like, yeah, that sucks, but it's not game manipulation. That's that easy to detect and prove, obviously. But people that are having bad matches and aren't doing very well and can't really aim very well or have general skill issues, and they're going online and they're getting told by certain particular YouTubers and content creators that, don't worry, it's not your fault, the game is actively trying to destroy you, when it's like the type of person that's having this problem and falls for this bullshit is not the kind of person that the game would go out of its way to manipulate itself in order to prevent people from dying to them. Anyway, there's also just a general air of negativity over Call of Duty right now, because they did a massive visual recoil change, bringing the visual recoil more in line with something like Black Ops Cold War in comparison to what it was, where it was more comparable to like Modern Warfare 2 and 3, this being Treyarch's first go with this engine and all. And Treyarch brought it down to the level that they like and that a lot of people in the community have been asking for a very long time. And the first things I saw about it was that they were removing the skill from the game. Now, first of all, don't make me laugh about the skill in Call of Duty gunplay. And the next thing I'm gonna say is that the visual recoil, like your sight shaking, your rear and front sight shaking a lot, that wasn't adding skill. Okay, let's just be really clear about this. That was not adding skill to your experience. It just fucking wasn't. I am so sorry that you believe that visual recoil, where your front and rear sights are shaking and make it harder to track enemies, is increasing the amount of skill required, but it was not. It was making you more heavily reliant on recoil control and visual recoil mitigation attachments, and making you more reliant on aim assist. That's all that was doing. So the fact that like we get a visual recoil reduction, which is basically a reduction to random feeling jerky weapons, we get a reduction in that, which I personally don't mind higher visual recoil, but we get a reduction in that, and people say it's them trying to make the skill gap even smaller, and no, not the case at all. That is one of the most absurd takes I think I have seen the Call of Duty community come up with. And the fact that some pro players even said like, oh, now the game's too easy. It's like the visual recoil was not making the game harder. It was making it harder to perceive what was in front of your gun. If anything, it was mostly just a buff to iron sights, because now you don't really need an optic to get a clean sight picture on an automatic weapon. Iron sights just now don't have so much, bob and sway and bump around that they were having before. So I'm really happy about that personally. But between these recoil changes being perceived so negatively, the microtransaction store and the event pass being so egregious, the holiday season making the devs a little bit AWOL at the moment, and then all these rage bait conspiracy theories adds up to Black Ops 6 feeling like it's in the shitter right now. And well, how do I feel about it? Well, 10 minutes in, my personal opinion on Black Ops 6 when I sit down to play the multiplayer is that I do enjoy base level what's going on here, but between the matchmaking systems preventing me from playing with lower skilled coworkers or even my girlfriend who's trying to get into Call of Duty without having to sweat my entire ass off, a prestige system with really inconsistent rewards and reward quality that make it not the most exciting thing to always progress through the levels, and an ultra focus on headshots making my camo grind feel like way more of a chore than a simple camo grind. Topping it all off with a create class system that's pretty limiting in terms of like what perks and attachments we really get to play around with. There is a sort of general lack of novelty when it comes to building my loadout. It's making it a little hard to get as hyped in January for this game as it was back in November. And that kind of sucks to say. I just haven't been hyped to sit down and play this game. I haven't been that excited to sit down and play this game. I know that starting a new weapon when it comes to like camos means I'm gonna go have to shoot a bunch of people in the head. I know that a lot of the prestige rewards just don't interest me, so prestiging doesn't feel as satisfying as it could. And then I'd love to just sit down and play like Kill Confirmed with my girlfriend, but the matchmaking system looks at her skill level as somebody who's played COD for about 8 minutes and goes, okay, that's interesting, but he is like a 1.8 KD player, so a very merry hell to both of you. And then it gets kind of sweaty and I'm like, I'd love to keep playing with you, but this feels like work. And it's not fair to her because the lobbies are so stacked against me because of the matchmaking system that she has very little chance of having any level of success in the game. And again, that just sucks. That should not be how it works. Call of Duty is naturally sweaty anyway, but I just can't do much when it comes to that. So playing with coworkers and my girlfriend has been kind of difficult and been a little bit disheartening. Do I hate Black Ops 6? No, I don't hate Black Ops 6. When it comes to core movement and gunplay mechanics, and even sometimes like the create a class and playing around with weapon combinations and stuff, like I do enjoy the base level of the game, but this is another Call of Duty where I enjoy the base level of the game if I ignore the cosmetics and the matchmaking and how tedious the grinds are, and then it's like, okay, do I really like the game or do I like the game's base, bare bones mechanics? And it kind of feels like the latter a little bit there. Here's hoping that Season 2 gives us some interesting new content and some very welcome changes. I don't think the game needs a drastic overhaul, and because this video is already so long, my next video, or one of my next videos, will be about the things I think Black Ops 6 could do to reclaim its player base, but this is my current opinion on the current state of COD as of January 2nd, 2025. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and again, thank you guys so much for subscribing. 60,000 subscribers felt so undoable for so long, and yet, here we are. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.